The leather credential case sits on the passenger seat of my car, catching the afternoon sun. Black leather, worn smooth from 15 years of daily handling. The gold star of the U.S. Marshal Service embossed on the front, barely visible unless you know to look for it. I pick it up, thumb the edge, feel the weight of it. Inside, my badge, my ID, proof of everything I've worked for. Outside, my sister's backyard barbecue, where I'm about to spend the next 4 hours pretending I'm something I'm not. The contradiction used to amuse me. Now it just makes me tired. I slip the credentials into my bag, a generic black leather purse I bought specifically for family events, nothing tactical about it, and step out of my decade-old Honda Civic. The car's paid off, reliable, anonymous, perfect camouflage for someone who needs to blend in. My sister Brielle's house is a tidy 2-story in a planned community, the kind of neighborhood where every lawn is exactly the same shade of green, and the HOA has opinions about fence heights. Her husband's family is already here. I can see the Mercedes and the BMW in the driveway, the expensive strollers on the porch, the designer diaper bags. I'm Caitlin Outlaw, 43 years old, Deputy U.S. Marshal with the Fugitive Task Force. I've tracked and apprehended some of the most dangerous criminals in the country. I've coordinated multi-state manhunts, testified in federal court, and survived situations that would break most people. My sister thinks I work in a call center. I never told her that, but I never corrected her either. The backyard is full of people when I walk through the side gate. Folding tables covered with checkered tablecloths, a cooler sweating in the sun, kids running through a sprinkler, the smell of burgers on the grill. Brielle's husband Nathan is manning the barbecue, wearing an apron that says Grill Master in embroidered letters. His parents, the Gilmores, hold court at the main table, their presence somehow making the casual gathering feel like an audition. Brielle spots me and waves, her smile bright and performative. "Caitlin, you made it!" "Traffic wasn't bad," I say, hugging her. She smells like expensive perfume and sunscreen. "Come meet everyone. Nathan's parents are here, and his brother flew in from Seattle with his family." She guides me to the table where the Gilmores sit like minor royalty, assessing everything with practiced smiles. "Mrs. Gilmore, call me Patricia, wears linen that probably costs more than my monthly car payment." Mr. Gilmore has the relaxed confidence of someone who's never worried about money a day in his life. "This is my sister, Caitlin," Brielle says, and there's something in her voice I can't quite identify. Pride or performance? "Lovely to meet you," Patricia says, extending a hand with perfect manicure. "Brielle talks about you all the time." This is news to me. Brielle and I talk maybe twice a year. "All good things, I hope," I say, shaking her hand. "Oh, absolutely. She's so proud of you. Doing your own thing. Being independent." The words sound complimentary, but there's a subtle edge underneath. Doing your own thing. Code for not achieving the traditional markers of success. I smile and accept a beer from the cooler, settling into a lawn chair slightly away from the main gathering. This is how these events always go. I arrive, I'm acknowledged, I fade into the background while Brielle performs her perfect life for whatever audience matters most. And I let her, because it's easier than the truth. The pattern started 10 years ago, right after I made Deputy Marshal. I'd been with the Marshal Service for 5 years, working my way up from court security to criminal investigations to the Fugitive Task Force. The promotion was a huge deal, competitive, prestigious, the kind of career milestone that usually gets celebrated. I called Brielle to share the news. "That's great," she'd said, her voice distracted. "So you're still, what, a federal cop?" "Deputy U.S. Marshal." "It's different from..." "Is the pay better?" "Some. The real benefit is the work. I'll be tracking high-level fugitives, coordinating with... Well, as long as you're happy. Nathan just got promoted to senior partner, so we're buying a house. 4 bedrooms, great school district. You should visit once we're settled." The conversation had moved on before I could explain what the promotion actually meant, and in that moment, I'd realized something. Brielle didn't care about my career. She cared about how my career compared to hers, to Nathan's, to their carefully constructed life. So I stopped trying to explain. Over the years, I gave vague answers to direct questions. Still with the government. Same job, basically. It pays the bills. I dressed down for family events, drove my oldest car, lived in a modest apartment that I could actually afford 3 times over, but chose for its location near headquarters. And Brielle filled in the blanks with her own assumptions. Caitlin works for the government, she'd tell people, in a tone that suggested DMV clerk or data entry. She's never been the ambitious type. Some people are just happy with simple lives. The condescension was so casual, so automatic, that I don't think she even realized she was doing it. Or maybe she did. Maybe that was the point. I'm on my second beer, watching the kids play, when I overhear Brielle talking to Patricia near the grill. Just wish she'd apply herself more, you know, Brielle is saying. She's so smart, but she's never really pushed herself. Everyone has their own path, Patricia says diplomatically. I know, it's just hard sometimes, seeing her settle for so little. I mean, she probably works in a call center or something. Customer service. Brielle's voice drops, but not enough. She won't talk about it, which tells you everything. Patricia makes a sympathetic sound. Well, not everyone is cut out for high-pressure careers. Exactly, and that's fine. I just wish she'd find someone, settle down. At least then she'd have some stability. I take a long drink of my beer and tell myself it doesn't matter, that I chose this, that their misconceptions are my own fault for not correcting them. But it still stings. Because the truth is, I'm good at my job, really good. I've received commendations from the Attorney General. I've testified before Congress. Last month, I led a task force that apprehended a fugitive who'd been on the run for 8 years, wanted for murder in 3 states. But here, in Brielle's backyard, I'm just the underachieving sister who probably works in a call center. An hour later, we're eating burgers and potato salad, and Nathan's brother is telling a story about his tech startup that's absolutely revolutionizing the logistics industry. Everyone nods and asks interested questions. Then Patricia turns to me. Caitlin, what is it you do exactly? Brielle mentioned you work for the government? Every conversation pauses, all eyes on me. I could tell them, right now, end this charade. But something stops me. Maybe it's the way Brielle tenses slightly, like she's bracing for embarrassment. Maybe it's the weight of 10 years of letting her believe what she wants to believe. Administrative work, I say vaguely, pretty boring, honestly. Oh, I'm sure it's not that boring, Patricia says kindly, which somehow makes it worse. The conversation moves on. Brielle visibly relaxes. And I sit there, eating my burger, feeling the credentials in my bag like a lead weight. After lunch, I help clear plates, carrying them into Brielle's pristine kitchen. She follows me in, loading the dishwasher with practiced efficiency. Thanks for coming, she says. I know these family things aren't really your scene. It's fine. Nathan's parents really liked you. They seem nice. She pauses, her back to me, hands on the counter. I worry about you sometimes. Brielle. No, I do. You're all alone in that apartment, working some job you never talk about. No relationship, no trajectory. Don't you want more? The question hits harder than it should. Because the truth is, I have more. I have a career I'm proud of, work that matters, respect from my peers. But standing in her kitchen, looking at her perfect life, I wonder if she's right to worry. I'm doing fine, I say. Are you, though? She turns to face me, because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're just existing, not living. That's not fair. Maybe not. But someone has to say it. Her voice softens. You're my sister. I love you. I just want you to be happy. The sincerity in her voice makes it worse somehow. She genuinely believes she's helping. I am happy, I say, and I'm not sure if I'm lying. We return to the backyard. The afternoon stretches on. Kids demanding attention, adults making small talk, the sun moving slowly across the sky. I'm sitting at the table with Patricia and Mr. Gilmore when my phone buzzes. A text from my supervisor. High priority fugitive spotted in your jurisdiction. Need you on standby. Could escalate quickly. I respond. Copy. Let me know if you need me to come in. Work? Patricia asks, noticing my phone. Just checking in. On a Saturday, they must keep you busy. Sometimes. My phone buzzes again. Another text. Situation developing. Can you be ready to deploy in 30 minutes if needed? I text back. Affirmative. Standing by. This is the reality of my job. Fugitives don't care about family barbecues. Warrants don't wait for convenient times. When someone dangerous is located, we move. But I can't explain any of this without revealing everything. So I just put my phone away and smile. 20 minutes later, I'm digging in my bag for my car keys. My supervisor just called. I need to leave. The situation is escalating. When it happens. The bag tips. The contents spill across the table in slow motion. Wallet, phone, lipstick, sunglasses, and my credentials. The leather case lands face up, gold star glinting in the afternoon sun. It falls open, revealing my badge and ID card in full view. Deputy U.S. Marshal. Caitlin Outlaw. Badge No 1847. The conversation around the table stops like someone cut the power. Patricia is the first to speak. U.S. Marshal? I grab the credentials, trying to shove everything back into my bag, but it's too late. Everyone's seen it. Brielle appears from nowhere. What is that? My credentials, I say quietly. U.S. Marshal? She repeats, her voice rising. You're a U.S. Marshal? Deputy Marshal, technically. For how long? 15 years. The silence that follows is deafening. Not the polite quiet of people being tactful, but the stunned silence of people whose entire understanding of reality has just been demolished. Nathan's mouth is literally hanging open. Patricia has one hand pressed to her chest. Mr. Gilmore is staring at my badge like it might be a prop. And Brielle looks like I just slapped her. 15 years, she whispers, and you never told me? You never asked. What? How could I ask about something I didn't know existed? You assumed I worked in a call center, Brielle. You just told Patricia an hour ago that I probably work customer service. You've spent 10 years deciding who I am without ever actually asking. Her face goes red. Because you never told me anything. You were deliberately vague. I was vague. You were condescending. There's a difference. She gestures helplessly at the credentials, still in my hand. Why would you hide this? Because every time I tried to share anything about my work, you changed the subject. Every time I achieved something, you minimized it. So I stopped trying. That's not true. Isn't it? When I got promoted to the task force, you talked over me about Nathan's partnership. When I mentioned testifying in federal court, you interrupted to show me paint samples for your new house. You didn't want to know about my life, Brielle. You wanted me to fit into your narrative. The words are coming faster now, years of frustration finally breaking through. And you know what? I let you. I played along because it was easier than fighting. I let you think I was unsuccessful because it made you feel better about yourself. Because maybe you needed that. Maybe you needed me to be the struggling little sister so you could be the successful big sister. Brielle's eyes are filling with tears. That's a horrible thing to say. Is it? Or is it just true? Patricia stands, clearly uncomfortable. Perhaps we should give you two some privacy. No, Brielle says, her voice breaking. No, I want to hear this. Apparently my sister has a whole secret life I know nothing about. I look at her, really look at her, and suddenly I'm exhausted. Not angry, just tired. It's not a secret life. It's just my life, the one you never asked about. I asked, all the time. You asked if I was, still with the government. You asked if I was, doing okay. You never asked what I actually do. What my days look like. What cases I'm working on. What makes me proud or scared or excited. You asked surface-level questions and accepted surface-level answers because that's all you wanted. She sits down heavily in a lawn chair, face in her hands. Mr. Gilmore clears his throat. We should probably head out. Nathan, why don't you help your mother gather our things? Quote, they retreat tactfully, leaving Brielle and me alone in the backyard, the party debris scattered around us like evidence of something broken. We sit in silence for several minutes. Kids are still playing in the distance. Someone's stereo is playing classic rock from a few yards over. Life continues, oblivious. Finally, Brielle speaks. Why did you let me think you were unsuccessful? Because you needed me to be. That's not an answer. Yes, it is. I lean forward, hands clasped between my knees. You got married, you had kids, you bought the house in the perfect neighborhood. You did everything right. And I think I think maybe you needed me to be doing everything wrong, so you could feel like you made the right choices. That's not. She stops, starts again. Is that really what you think of me? I think you're my sister and I love you, but I also think you've been using me as a measuring stick for your own success for a long time. She's crying now, silent tears running down her face. I didn't mean to. I know. I wanted you to have what I have, a family, stability. I thought you were struggling. I'm not struggling. I'm living a different life than yours. That doesn't make it less valuable. I know that. I do. She wipes her eyes. Why didn't you tell me? Really? This is the question I've been avoiding, the one I don't want to answer because it requires admitting something I've been hiding from myself. Because telling you would have meant admitting that I cared what you thought, and I didn't want to care. I wanted to be above it. Above your judgment. Above your pity. Above all of it. I look at my hands. But I'm not above it. It hurt every time you dismissed my life. Every time you treated me like a failure. And instead of saying that, I just let you keep thinking it, which is its own kind of cowardice. You're not a coward. Maybe not in my job. But with you? With this? I gesture between us. Yeah, I was. I took the easy way out. She's quiet for a long time. Then, I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. Can we fix this? I don't know how to answer that. Can you fix 10 years of mutual misconception? Can you rebuild trust that was never properly built in the first place? I want to try, I say finally, but it has to be different. No more assumptions. No more performing, just honesty. Okay, she nods. Tell me about your job, really tell me. So I do. I tell her about fugitive apprehension, about the adrenaline and fear and satisfaction of bringing someone dangerous to justice. I tell her about the cases that keep me up at night and the ones I'm proud of. I tell her about my team, about the trust and precision required to do this work. She listens without interrupting, and when I'm done, she says, "That sounds terrifying." Sometimes it is. And amazing. Sometimes that too. I really am proud of you. I should have said that years ago. I should have given you the chance. My phone buzzes. My supervisor, situation resolved. Suspect in custody. Stand down. I text back. Copy that. Glad it worked out. Was that important? Brielle asks. It was, but it's handled. Do you have to leave? I check the time. It's after 5 p.m. The party is winding down anyway, guests drifting toward their cars. Soon, but not yet. We sit together as the sun starts to sink lower, the backyard golden in the late afternoon light. Can I ask you something? Brielle says. Yeah. Are you happy? Really? I think about this. About my job, my apartment, my life that exists completely separate from her world. Most days, yes. Some days, no. Same as everyone. Are you lonely? The question catches me off guard with its honesty. Sometimes, I admit, but that's not the same as being unhappy. She nods slowly. I think I've been lonely too, even with Nathan and the kids and all of this. She waves at the house, the yard, the evidence of her perfect life. I thought if I had everything right, I'd feel complete. But I don't always. That's probably normal. Maybe, she looks at me. Can we start over? Like, actually start over? I'd like that. Coffee next week? Just us. No performance, no pretending. Okay. She stands, starts gathering empty beer bottles. You know what the really messed up thing is? What? I told everyone you probably worked in a call center, and you've been out there arresting murderers. I laugh despite myself. It does sound a bit ridiculous when you put it that way. Quote, "It sounds completely ridiculous." She sits back down. I'm really sorry, Caitlin, for all of it. I know, me too. I leave an hour later, after helping clean up, after awkward but genuine goodbyes to Nathan's family, after hugging my sister in the driveway and promising to call her during the week. Driving home, credentials back in my bag, I feel strange, not victorious. The reveal wasn't satisfying the way I thought it might be. Not angry, that burned out somewhere in the backyard conversation. Just tired, and maybe a little bit hopeful. My phone rings. Brielle. Hey, I answer. I just wanted to say thank you for finally telling me the truth, even if it took your credentials falling out of your bag. That wasn't exactly planned. I know, but I'm glad it happened, she pauses. Will you tell me more about your job when we have coffee? If you want to hear it. I do, I really do. We hang up. I drive through the city as evening settles in, past the neighborhoods and strip malls and ordinary life happening all around me. Tomorrow, I'll be back at work, tracking fugitives, coordinating operations, living the life Brielle never knew about. But maybe now, slowly, carefully, I can start to share it. Not to prove anything, not to win some imaginary competition. Just to be seen. By my sister. By my family. To be known for who I actually am instead of who they assumed I was. It's not a happy ending. It's messier than that. More complicated. But it's honest. And for now,